What if I told you that broken umbrella collecting dust in your closet could become a stunning support for climbing roses, or that old ladder in your garage could transform into a vertical herb garden masterpiece? I'm about to show you something that will change how you look at everything in your home. Today we're turning what most people call trash into absolute garden treasures with 20 ingenious trellis projects that cost practically nothing. Welcome back to Senior Green Thumbs, where we prove that the best gardens don't require the biggest budgets. Today we're diving into my favorite kind of gardening, the kind that saves money, saves the planet, and creates conversation pieces that'll have your neighbors asking, "How did you think of that?" Over the next 20 minutes, I'll walk you through projects using materials you probably already have. We're talking about supports that are stronger than store-bought, more unique than anything you can purchase, and so budget-friendly that your wallet will thank you. From delicate herb spirals to heavy-duty grape supports, we've got something for every plant and every skill level. And the best part, every single project is designed with us in mind. No back-breaking bending, no complicated tools, just smart solutions that work. Project 1. Vintage Ladder Cascade Trellis. Let's start with something you might already have tucked away. That old wooden ladder. Now I know what you're thinking. It's wobbly, it's not safe to climb anymore. Perfect. That's exactly what makes it ideal for our first project. Position your ladder at a gentle angle against a fence or wall. The beauty of this design is that those worn rungs that made it unsafe for climbing are now perfect spacing for your climbing plants. I like to weave natural fiber rope in a zigzag pattern between the rungs, creating additional support points. This works beautifully for pole beans, snap peas, or even flowering vines like morning glories. The best part, you're working at a comfortable height, no bending over, no kneeling in the dirt. Just stand and tend your plants at eye level. Project 2. Cooling Rack Lattice Wall. Cooling racks are perfect for creating instant lattice walls. The grid pattern provides ideal spacing for peas, beans, or morning glories, and they're already designed to withstand temperature changes. Connect multiple racks with zip ties to create larger surfaces, or use individual racks for smaller spaces. The chrome finish looks surprisingly elegant, and the flat design works well against walls or fences. I particularly love these for creating herb walls near the kitchen. The plants grow through the grid naturally, and harvesting is easy with everything at eye level. Project 3. Chairback Vertical Garden. Now let's talk about dining chairs. You know the ones they're too wobbly for the dining room, but too good to throw away. Well, they're about to become your new favorite garden feature. Remove the seat and you're left with a perfect vertical frame. Attach a piece of mesh screening or hardware cloth to the back, and you've created a living wall perfect for herbs, lettuce, or trailing flowers. Stack 2 or 3 chairs for a tower effect, or line them up for a privacy screen. The chair legs keep everything at a comfortable working height, and the natural spacing allows for perfect air circulation. Project 4. Window Blind Accordion Trellis. Here's a project that'll make your neighbors do a double take. Those old Venetian blinds that are headed for the trash, they're about to become your most adjustable trellis system. Remove the blinds from their mounting brackets and connect multiple sets end-to-end using small or zip ties. The beauty is in the adjustability of you can create wider or narrower spacing just by adjusting the tilt mechanism. This works perfectly for lightweight climbers like sweet peas or nasturtiums. The horizontal slats give the plants multiple attachment points, and the whole system can be easily moved or reconfigured as your garden evolves. Project 5. Tire TP Trellis. Let's move into some heavy-duty solutions. Old tires aren't just for flower beds, they make incredibly strong trellis bases for your heaviest climbers. Stack 3 tires in a triangular formation, then insert tall posts through the centers. Connect the tops with strong wire or rope, and you've created a TP that can support grapevines, hardy kiwi, or even heavy squash. The rubber provides excellent drainage, the structure is virtually indestructible, and the dark color absorbs heat, extending your growing season. Plus, you've diverted those tires from the landfill. Project 6. Bike Wheel Spiral Support. This might be my favorite project for sheer visual impact. Old bicycle wheels, especially the larger ones, create stunning spiral supports that turn your trellis into garden art. Mount the wheel horizontally on a strong post, then attach wire or rope in a spiral pattern from the center hub to the outer rim. As your plants grow, they'll naturally follow the spiral, creating a living sculpture. This works beautifully for climbing roses, clematis, or even annual vines like cardinal climber. The spokes provide natural attachment points, and the circular shape creates a perfect focal point in any garden. Chi all bubba peeps. Project 7. Car Antenna Garden Grid. Here's something you probably never considered. Those retractable car antennas from older vehicles make perfect adjustable plant supports. Mount them in a grid pattern using corner brackets, and you can extend or retract them as your plants grow. The telescoping action means you can start low for seedlings and gradually increase height through the season. They're particularly great for lightweight annual vines or for creating temporary screens. The metal construction is weather resistant, and the sleek design looks surprisingly modern in the garden. Project 8. Colander Hanging Trellis. Let's move to the kitchen for our next inspiration. Metal colanders make fantastic hanging trellis systems, especially for trailing plants like strawberries or cherry tomatoes. The pre-drilled holes provide perfect drainage and multiple attachment points for plant ties. Suspend them at different heights to create a cascading effect, or use them individually for patio growing. The best part, you can move them easily as the sun patterns change through the season. No permanent installation, just flexible growing space wherever you need it. Project 9. Umbrella Dome Garden. Here's where we get creative. That umbrella with the broken handle or torn fabric. Don't throw it away. Remove the fabric completely, and you're left with a perfect dome-shaped frame. Turn it upside down and secure it in your garden bed with landscape staples or tent stakes. Now you have a natural TP structure that's perfect for cherry tomatoes, small cucumbers, or even decorative gourds. The genius of this design is that it creates its own microclimate. The dome shape naturally sheds wind and creates a warmer growing environment. I've seen tomato harvest extended by weeks using this simple technique. Project 10. Silverware Drawer Organizer Planter. Organizer Planter. Here's a project perfect for small spaces or windowsill gardens. Those expandable drawer organizers make fantastic mini trellis systems for microgreens or small herbs. The adjustable width means you can fit them into any space, and the compartments naturally separate different plant varieties. Add some bamboo stakes and twine, and you've created a perfect compact growing system. This is ideal for apartment dwellers or anyone wanting to grow herbs right in the kitchen. The whole system can be moved seasonally and takes up minimal space. Project 11. BD Sheet Rope. Trellis. Old bed sheets have a second life as garden supports. Cut them into strips and braid them into rope, and you've created the gentlest trellis system possible. The soft fabric won't damage delicate stems, and the natural stretch accommodates plant growth. This works beautifully for tomatoes, peppers, or any plant that needs gentle support rather than rigid structure. The best part, when the growing season ends, the fabric can be composted, making this a completely biodegradable solution. Project 12. Panty Hose Stretchy Support System. Here's a secret that professional growers have used for decades. Old panty hose make the perfect plant ties because they stretch as the plant grows, never cutting into the stem. Cut them into strips and use them to secure plants to bamboo stakes or other supports. The elasticity means your plants can sway naturally in the wind without breaking their ties. This technique works particularly well for tomatoes and peppers, where rigid ties often cause stem damage. The neutral color disappears visually, keeping the focus on your plants. Project 13. Macrame Plant Hanger Revival. Those macrame plant hangers from the 70s are making a comeback, and for good reason. They provide excellent support for trailing plants while adding vintage charm to your garden. If you have old macrame pieces, simply add hooks and pots to create instant vertical growing space. The woven pattern provides multiple support points, and the handmade look adds character to any garden. This works particularly well for trailing strawberries, cherry tomatoes, or decorative plants like string of pearls. Project 14. Concrete Mesh Archway. For those wanting something more substantial, concrete reinforcement mesh creates incredibly strong archways, perfect for heavy climbing vegetables. The mesh comes in large sheets that can be curved into arches and secured with fence posts. The grid pattern provides thousands of attachment points, and the galvanized steel will last for decades. This is perfect for creating dramatic entrances to garden areas, or for supporting heavy crops like cucumbers, squash, or melons. Project 15. PVC Pipe Geodesic Dome. Here's where we get into some advanced geometry. PVC pipes and connectors can create stunning geodesic domes that maximize growing space while using minimal materials. The dome structure is incredibly strong and can support heavy fruiting vines while creating a unique focal point in your garden. The white color reflects heat, keeping the root zone cooler on hot days. This project does require some planning and measuring, but the results are worth it. You'll have neighbors asking how you created such a professional-looking structure. Project 16. Chicken Wire Cylinder Garden. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. Chicken wire formed into cylinders creates perfect growing towers for beans, peas, or cascading flowers. The wire provides thousands of attachment points, and the cylindrical shape maximizes growing space in a small footprint. Add some landscape fabric around the base to create a planting pocket, and you've got a complete growing system. This works particularly well for succession planting. You'll start new plants every few weeks around the cylinder for continuous harvests. Project 17. Christmas Light Net Trellis. After the holidays, those tangled Christmas light nets can find new life in the garden. Remove the lights and you're left with a perfect flexible trellis system. The net pattern provides ideal spacing for lightweight flowering vines, and the dark color disappears visually once plants fill in. The flexible material can be shaped to fit any space or support structure. This is particularly good for annual vines that need to be cleaned up at the end of the season. The lightweight net makes removal easy. Project 18. Crutch and cane support system. Medical aids like crutches and canes are often discarded when no longer needed, but they make excellent plant supports because they're designed to bear weight. The adjustable height on crutches makes them perfect for plants that grow throughout the season. The rubber tips won't damage surfaces, and the strong construction can support heavy fruiting branches. This works particularly well for tall flowers like delphiniums, or for creating temporary supports during harvest season. Project 19. Playground Equipment Repurpose. If you have access to old playground equipment, the possibilities are endless. Swing set frames, monkey bars, and climbing structures can all be repurposed for large-scale growing. The powder-coated metal is weather-resistant, and the scale allows for dramatic garden features. Imagine grapevines covering an old swing set or beans climbing up monkey bars. This is perfect for larger gardens, where you want to create substantial growing structures without the cost of new materials. Project 20. Satellite Dish Vertical Garden. Our final project might be the most dramatic. Old satellite dishes can be transformed into stunning vertical gardens that serve as both growing space and artistic focal points. Mount the dish vertically and add a spiral of growing pockets, or use it as a backdrop for a traditional trellis system. The parabolic shape creates interesting shadows and microclimates. This works beautifully for herb spirals, mixed vegetables, or even as a living wall. The conversation starter factor is off the charts. There you have it, 20 ways to transform discarded materials into garden gold. Remember, fellow green thumbs, every item in your home has potential for garden greatness. Your creativity combined with nature's power creates magic that no store-bought solution can match. I challenge you to try at least one of these projects this week. Share your photos in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more budget-friendly gardening solutions. Until next time, keep growing, keep recycling, and keep proving that the best gardens come from the heart, not the wallet. Happy gardening!